Now, here's the thing, all right? I'm just going to say this up front. Whether you agree with President Trump being in office, whether you agree with Dave Chappelle's take on that scenario, because, you know, he's going to get into it, the whole point is to enjoy his hot takes. Let's hear what Dave has to say, because I don't agree with him 100% on a lot of things, but nonetheless, I love the way he weaves stories together. He's gotten good at that. He's really good at that.
All right.
By the way, when here's some more cool commentary, make sure you subscribe to this channel.
And if you want some honeys, check out my fantasy show, Only for My Fans.
Now, I'm serious, man. You know what it is, man? It's just no fun being famous anymore. You know what it feels like being famous? And scary is the right word. It feels like, and I'm not being dramatic, it feels like I'm storming the beach of Normandy, World War II. But I got to keep a happy expression on my face all the time. So imagine all the danger storming the beach, but I still look like this. The bullets are whizzing by and stuff is exploding. I'm just like... And then every once in a while, something terrible happens. Bow! And I'm like, oh no! Puffy got hit! And Puffy be like, oh, keep going, Playboy. I kicked the bitch in the face and forgot about it.
Oh.
I've been in trouble in my day. Well, I've been in a lot of trouble in my day, but man, let me tell you something. This guy, Puffy, buddy, this guy is in an enormous amount of trouble. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this.
I feel like he wants to curse, but he
in a RICO case by himself. A lot of my friends ask me, they say, Dave, did you know anything about those freak-off parties? And I'd be like, nah, man.
No, of course not.
I don't know anything about the freak-off. And they all look at me like,
Sure.
and they'd be like, well, how all these people you know was at the freak-off, but you're the only one that wasn't at the freak-off? And I thought about it for a minute. I said, oh, my God, I'm ugly. That's a tough way to find that out. Can you imagine if you were me reading the newspaper and found out everyone in Hollywood had an orgy behind your back? Like none of y'all called me? Well, it really hurts. I'm glad they didn't call me though, because the stories that come out about it are crazy. I saw one thing on the internet, so I'm not sure this is true. Probably doubt it's true, but I saw it. Some guy who said he knew Puffy, like, yeah, man. He's like, I was at the freak off one time and I went in the back room and Puff was in there with Carl Winslow, with Dad from Family Matters. He was smashing. And I was like, Puff, what are you doing? And he was like, yeah, it feels good to make another man do your bidding. And I was like, oh my God. Carl Winslow from Family Matters was there and I wasn't invited?
He obviously never watched Family Matters.
It's worse than I thought. Or maybe I'm not ugly. I mean, you know, look at my face. This is not necessarily a handsome face, but it's not an ugly face. But if you really study my face clearly, I have snitch energy. Oh, I look like I'll tell.
Yeah, so that may be one reason.
See the orgy is me across the room looking at you like.
Oh my God! Are you serious?
Oh my God!
Leave Carl Winslow alone.
Did he get away with that on TV?
Amen. You watching at home, you might not be famous, but I bet you ain't perfect. Nobody is perfect. The idea is, as you live your life, you're supposed to evolve and grow past your mistakes. But if you get to be 55, and Puff is 55, he doesn't look old, but this nigga's paying half price at the movies.
He's got Asian blood in him.
Playboy. Ain't nothing wrong getting older, but if you 55 and you got 1,000 bottles of baby oil in the house, You can't stop, won't stop. You're committed to the lifestyle. Because I'm 51, and I'm telling you, this is true. I can't remember a single time I ever threw an empty bottle of baby oil in the trash. I don't think I've ever finished a bottle of baby oil in my life. If we went to my mother's house tonight, she probably got the same baby oil we had when I was a little boy with the pink top, and somehow Puffy was all the way down to the last. And having baby oil is not illegal. They don't remind you about that part. That's the least harmful thing I read in that doc. He just used the wrong lube, I think. If he used Crisco, he would have got away with it. But this one know he likes to cook.
Is it a brand?
Thanks. Thank God they caught him before those fires because there'd been a goddamn mushroom cloud over his house. 1,000 bottles of baby oil in there. Here's the thing. Donald Trump's coming back. He'll be the 47th president. He's done it again. And all the flags will be at half-staff, for many of them, because Jimmy Carter died. Now, I got to tell you, Jimmy Carter, people go back and forth and say he was a bad president or a good president. I'm not qualified to even speak on that. But I'll tell you this. I was in the Middle East years ago. After I quit my show, I was trying to find out what I wanted to do with my life. And while I was there, Jimmy Carter flew to Israel. So everybody in the region was talking about a former American president being in the Middle East. And while he was in Israel, a book of his was released, and its title was very controversial in Israel. And the title of the book was Palestine, Peace, Not Apartheid. And people were very mad in Israel. There was a lot of mean stories that came out in the paper, but some people were supportive. And while he was there, Jimmy Carter said, I want to go to the Palestinian territory. And the Israeli government said it's too dangerous. And if you go, we cannot protect you. And man, Jimmy Carter went anyway. I will never forget the images of a former American president walking with little to no security while thousands of Palestinians were cheering him on. And when I saw that picture, it brought tears to my eyes. I said, I don't know if that's a good president, but that right there, I am sure, is a great man. It made me feel very proud. The presidency is no place for petty people. So Donald Trump, I know you watch the show. Man, remember, whether people voted for you or not, they're all counting on you. Whether they like you or not, they're all counting on you. The whole world is counting on you. I mean this when I say this. Good luck. Please, do better next time. Please, all of us, do better next time. Do not forget your humanity, and please have empathy for displaced people, whether they're in the Palisades or Palestine. Thank you very much, and good night.
Dang. He's so good at disarming you with stories. Like, he's actually just a very thoughtful
That seconds
person.
there, like, the emotions was real.
He's genuine, right? He's like,
Yeah.
great man.
Wow.
And then he throws in zingers about baby oil and orgies. And somehow he makes it fit
Oh my God.
into one. How does he do it? By the way, he was not like that. His pacing is so good now. He's very deliberate to the point where at times like, man, I can't believe they let him, speak that long. But because like, especially on these shows, they go so fast. But the fact he could draw you in, let you kind of enjoy the pace and that. In fact, many times I'm sometimes thinking like our YouTube videos, they're like, they go too fast. We just slow it down to let people enjoy our conversation. Mid-boring. He does it beautifully. Like, unlike anyone I've ever seen. And it's a learned technique. He didn't just start off that way. I remember distinctly, before he used to be like rapid fire jokes.
Like so much energy. Well, he was younger.
Well, I wouldn't say he had a lot of energy. The dude was always high on weed back then. Back then it was weed. So he always had like that kind of like, hey, how you doing? But it would be mixed with like manicness, right? It'd be like, hey, man. Like, that's his style. But now he slows it down deliberately in ways like to tell a story. And then he hits you with the zingers, even more funny when he does it that way. Let's hope we survive as a nation long enough for his next tour.
I was going to say, amen.
You're crying. Who cries at a Dave Chappelle monologue?